Hello everyone, welcome to Genius Tech. My name is Steven. So I want to use this medium to appreciate those that already subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much for taking your time to subscribe to my channel. Okay, thank you for the comment as well. Okay, I'm going to continue on the series I started some time ago. That is how you can build a blog or forum website with Golang and React and TAILWInd. All right, so I completed the backend. I've completed the backend. So I want to focus on the front end now, in which we are going to be using React and TAILWInd. So that's the two technology we are going to be making use of. All right, so what I'm going to do basically is that I'm just going to walk you guys through. I'm going to drop the link, the source code, to the description, so you can just go there and clone. And I'm going to walk you through how you can, install it, and how you can, I might not be, because I believe you should be able to have some basic knowledge of React anyway. So before watching this video, if you don't have any basic knowledge, I have a series on my channel on how you can, how you can be a React developer. So you can just go there and just watch it as well, for you to be able to have better understanding. So today, okay, as I've said, I'm just going to be walking you guys through. So if you need the source code, I've dropped the source code in the description. Just go there and download it or clone it as well. So now guys, let's get started. So now okay, so what we have to do now, after you might have cloned your project, what you can do is that you can just run yarn install. You can run okay, just ordinary yarn, rather. You can just run ordinary yarn, or better still, if you prefer to use npm, you can just run npm install. So that will solve that. That's going to install every of the dependencies that this project needs. So now let me show you, let me minimize this. So this is how our front end looks like. This is sign up page. So here we have a Navbar. Don't mind the color anyway. This is just a demo. I know the color combination might not be looking good, and at the same time too, okay, so this is our sign up form. In my first video, I walked you through how the system works anyway. So now let's see, we've created some APIs. We've created API for sign up. We've created API for login. So it is at this point we have to start making use of those APIs. So now let's go now. Let me go to my VS Code. Now I want to walk you through from the sign up page now. So okay. So now here, once you've cloned this project, you should be able to see these components. Then here you see you see register.jsx. So this component. Let me close this so that you'll be able to see properly. Okay, so this component here, okay, let me close this as well. So this component here is one responsible, is one showing this our page here, this our registered page here, is one responsible. Okay, before I forget now, so if you want to know more about TAILWInd, let me just go to TAILWInd documentation here. So, and how you can, I've already installed them. So once you just run npm install, or you just run yarn, you should be able to, it's going to install TAILWInd automatically. So, but in case if you want to know more about TAILWInd, I'm just trying to show us what TAILWInd is. TAILWInd is CSS works by scanning all your HTML, JavaScript, blah blah. So you can just come here and look through it. This how to install. It's just basically very easy and simple how to install TAILWInd. You copy all of this code, you install them. So you have this tailwind.config. Let me show you my own here. The tailwind.config file is here. Okay, so let me show you guys. So this is it, tailwind.config file. So I already have that here. So you see, I'm not using any plugin here. It's just pure TAILWInd that I'm using to create this project. All right, so this is our registered. So now, in our register here, let me show you in app.js. You see, this our routes is pointing to this register component. Where is it? You see, this register here is pointing to this register component here. So to be very sure, you can see it's pointing here. So and that's thing I'm going to mention is that, okay, I make use of okay, let me just go to my package.json here. all right, so that you are going to see, okay, I make use of React DOM, all right. I make use of React hook form as well. So this React hook form basically is what I use to get the data from my form and send it to the API. Okay, so and I make use of React router DOM, and I make use of React simple snack bar. So I make use of all of these technology. So, and I make use of Axios as well. You know what Axios does? Axios is used to send data to your API to, you know, it's a library that is used to, you know, send data to API, to interact with your API effectively. So now let's go back to this register. I'm just trying to show you this because you can see I import use form here. This is from this is coming from React hook form. So if you want to know more about React hook forms, yeah, so you can just go to their documentation as well. So I think hopefully I should be able to create a tutorial one of these days that focus on how you can use React hook forms. So this Axios, all right. So this is use snack bar. So you know this guys is coming from React router DOM. This link and use navigate. All right. So this is not majorly React tutorial. You know I've said it the other time. So this is not majorly React tutorial. I'm just doing this tutorial basically on so that I'm going to complete the series I've started on how you can become how you can learn how you can create a blog or forum website with Go or React. So okay, so look at it now. This is the React hook form. These are all properties of use form. I'm trying to destructure it here. So register and do submit. I don't use this watch. So but this form state errors, it carries this error here. So now let me come down here. So here, this on submit here is from here. Let me show you. So this coming from this form. You know, I'm trying to say that anytime they click the submit button, every data inside our form, you know, I've registered it. Here is the first name. You know, I've registered this particular input feed. I've registered it inside my inside my React form hooks. Yeah, I've registered it. So in case if I'm trying to validate it here, that in case if the user don't put anything here, let me show you how it works here. Okay, let me go back to this place. So if your user clicks submit, you see this first name is required, this last name is required, this phone number is required because I have validated with using React hook forms. So you can see that here. That's what I'm trying to do. That if errors.firstname and error.firstname.type is equals to required, just throw this first name is required. That is if it is empty. The same thing to that. That's what I did to this last name as well. So I validated it. You must first register it. I registered it here, the last name. Then I set the required to true. That is, I want this form to be validated. So then this should be the error message if nothing is inside this form. So that same thing I repeat for email and the likes as well. So now here is this function here, this on submit function. Here it is. That is this data now. If I console log this data, okay, let me console log this data now. Log data, so that you should be able to see what this data holds. Okay, so let me just say data. So I'm going to put a return here so that nothing is sent to our API. So let me save now. So I just want to show you what that data holds. So let me open my console here. Okay, so let me clear this. So here now let me just let me fill in everything up here and let me click sign up. You see what is going to happen. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Okay, so let me click sign up. You see sign up, that is those data, you know, that data that I console log, that is every properties that is inside, every values of this first you know, look at the email, this value of this image, this guy here. So the first name to this is the value of the first name, Oluwajuwon here. So the last name is Falore here. So the phone number here as well. So that is what that data is holding. So now let me come back here. I think you understand what this data is holding now. You get it now. So now, okay, let me now remove this return from here. So what did I do here? I destructured this data here. Are you getting it now? You know, I use the spread operator here. So to save it inside this body, because this is the body that I want to send to my API. Don't forget, this is the API we created initially. So now this API now is registered. And what is this process.env.react blah blah blah? Let me show you guys. Okay, let's go to the .env. So this is it. Don't forget, in my last video I show you how you can deploy your Golang app to Heroku. So if you have not yet seen that video, just go and see this. So this is the URL now. This is the URL of that particular hosted project. You can see I'm hosting it on .heroku. So what I just do is that I save it inside my .mv file. I just decide, it's just my choice not to make it open to the public. Okay, so I just decided to do it inside my .mv file. So, and I come inside there, so I use the process.environment.react app backend URL. So this backend URL is the same thing. This React app backend URL is the same thing that's inside my what's called my .mv file. So I hope you get that. Okay, so then what I do is that I used, I post this data. You don't forget this data. I've destructured this body, so I have to destructure this body again here. So you can decide to do it. You might not actually go this way. You might decide not to, so that you not be as if you are repeating yourself. You might decide not to do it this way. So okay, you can decide to just come here and destructure data. It's still the same thing. Yeah, you still get your code to work. So it's still the same thing. You might decide to destructure data here, but yeah, depending on, you might decide to do it the way I do it as well. So it's still just going to work fine. So now I have a state here for loading, okay, and I set a message here as well. So, and this open snack bar is just this toast notice bar here that will just show a response here if everything works fine. So it's just a response here, a notice bar here that will just show. So that's just what this open snack bar does. So I defined a state here, that states a message. Then I have a loading. When the data is being sent to our API, I change the state to true. All right, so let me show you what this loading does. Okay, okay, now let's go to loading. Yeah, you see, I set this loading. If it is true, okay, I change the color of the button of this, what's it called now? I change the color of the button to gray. All right, so, and then I disable the button as well. That if loading, I set it to true, as false, the disabled. So then if it is loading, I change the text of that button from sign up to loading. So when I'm sending it to the database, when I'm sending the data to the database, I am changing the what's it called now? I'm changing the states, yeah, the text, so that the user will know that something is happening. It will not just be as if nothing is happening on the page. All right, so that's why I use this loading. Okay, now, so that is and I'm sending the data to the API and I'm getting the response. All right, so let me just do something here. Okay, let me try, and I'm doing another thing again. I'm setting the user to my local storage. Yeah, I'm setting the user to my local storage so that I'll be able to have access to the user's details, the name, the email, and the likes. So that's what I'm trying to do here. Okay, now, so let me console log my response, the response we are getting from our database, from our API. So let me just come here and put this is response, or this is something there, this. All right, so let me save now. So I believe you understand my explanation anyway. So nothing much is happening here. What we are just trying to do is that we are sending data to our, I've created a video inside that my React tutorial on how you can send data to your API, how you can get data to your API. So just go and watch it as well. So what I'm just trying to do is just a not a detailed explanation, yeah, so to say. Yeah, but anyway, you still get what I'm trying to do here. So I'm just trying to explain this is the API. I'm sending data to the API, nothing much, and I'm getting a response from the API from the yeah, I'm getting a response from the API. So now let me save now, and let's go back here. So let me clear this. Okay, so now let me use another email address at gmail.com. So I put in my password. Let me put in password I can remember. All right, so, and I put in a phone number here. So if I hit on sign up, you see this change, the state has changed to loading, and I have disabled this button, as you can see that now. So I'm still getting my data that I'm sending to the database. You see, I get you have successfully registered. This is the work of that snack bar. You get it now. So let me show you the response I'm getting from my API. Let me save this so that I don't need to input it again. So look at this, the response I'm getting from my API. This is the data. You have successfully registered. So this is the user as well. I'm returning the user. Don't forget, I've done this at the, I think in my second video, or when we are working with Golang. So yeah, I've done this as well. So how you can return a JSON as a response. So look at it now. This is a user now. So that, you know, don't forget, I told you that I'm saving this user into my local storage. So let me go and check my local storage now, and you see the application. Then here, so here, I'm saving the JWT, and then I'm saving the user. Look at the user here. So you see, I'm saving the user in my local storage, and I'm doing this deliberately so that I can be able to get access. Though this might not be the best way of doing it. At times you might need to encrypt this data so that anybody will not just have access to, you know, anybody will not just have access to your user's details. So most of the time, it's advisable to encrypt it. So, and then when you want to need any of this data, you can decrypt and get your data out. So yeah, but I'm not doing that here. Yeah, this is just yeah, I'm not doing that here. So I'm just saving it directly in my local storage. So this might not be the best practices. So you might need to encrypt this data at times. So anyway, yeah. So for the sake of this story, I'm just doing it this way. So now let's come back here. Then once we've successfully registered, then we can log in. Let's say I want to log in now with an email address that is not correct, and I click login. I should get a error message. Yeah, email address has been used. Yeah, so better still, it's supposed to be an invalid email address. Anyway, so that response is not correct from our API. So anyway, let's just continue. So now let me click on login. So once I log in, yeah, I'm in now. So now let me show you the components responsible for that login. So here it is, login. We are doing the same thing too as well. I'm using the React hooks form. All right. So the same thing too. I'm passing the data. So it's a post request. I'm using Axios to send it to the body. So you might not need to do this way as well too. So let me just comment this out. So you can just destructure data here. That's all we need to do. It will still work the way it's supposed to. So, but there's something I add here. I add with credentials. So the essence of me adding with credentials is because I want to be able to get the token, the JWT token along subsequently with every other API I'm going to be calling. I need this token to be there. If not, I'm going to be getting authenticated error message. So I had this with credentials so that anytime I'm logging in, I'm getting the JWT token as well to be used across any subsequent API that I need to call. So that token is going to be there. So that's why I put this with credentials. It's very important. I said it was true. So you have to do that. So anytime the user login, I'm doing the same thing as well. I'm getting the response. I'm using this open snack bar. It's just the same flow. Okay, it's just the same flow together with the register. So nothing new here. So I'm just saying this so that you'll be able to understand. So once the user login, let me close this for example for now. So once the user login, yeah, they find themselves in the home page. So let's go and look for the components responsible for the home page. So which components? So let's go to our app.js. So this is the home page. So we have the home components. So look at the home components. Nothing much is happening here. So it's just the basic. What I'm doing is that for me to this name you are seeing that is displaying here, Oluwajuwon Falore. So is the name that I saved, the name of that user that I saved into my local storage. So what am I doing here? I'm getting that name. All right. I'm getting that name that I'm saving in my local storage. And then what happens is that, you know, I'm saving it as a string. So I have to pass it to convert it back to JSON. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to do here because I'm saving it. If you go to this login here, you see what is happening here. I'm stringify it. That is, I'm saving this JSON as a string. Yeah. So, but in my home here, what am I trying to do? I'm trying to pass it to change it back to JSON. So then I'm now getting that I have a state here, user data and set user data. So in my use effect, you should know what use effect does. That is when the page first load. Yeah, I need to get some data. Yeah, so I need to get some data. So what are the data I'm trying to get? I'm trying to get the data that I save in my local storage, right? So okay. yeah, so I'm trying to get data that I save in my local storage. So then I have access to the name user data dot first name. So I'm using this check or this question mark here, so that I'm not going to get my page is not going to be broken. I'm not going to get undefined at first. So in case if this guy doesn't exist, my code will still be working fine. So I have the user data dot last name. So here is welcome to my site, and then here is the so here is the, yeah, that is the text there, the create post, the view post. So if I come here now, you know, I click on view post, you know, when I click on view post, there is a component responsible for this. You don't have a post yet, can you create a post? So let's go there, let's see what is happening here. Okay, so let's go to my app .js. So let's look at the personal now. This is the personal block. That's the name of the component. So yeah, I define some states, block data, set block data, loading, delete loading, set delete loading, yeah, and navigate. So navigate is just a React DOM. This use navigate is for me to be able to move around pages. Is a function from React DOM, maybe a fixture rather. So okay, so this API responsible to get the blog, all right, the blog details. So this is the API responsible for it. And then this guy is not doing anything anyway. This header authorization token, I don't know why I put it there in the first place. So he's not doing anything there. So anyway, so I had this with credentials again here as well, so that I'll be able to have access to the token. So then I come here, then every detail I'm getting, I'm saving it inside my state. I'm setting the state here. Okay, I'm changing the state of of a state here. I'm just console log so that I'll be able to know the data that is coming from my API. Let's put something here, yeah, okay, so that you'll be able to distinguish that. All right, so then I'm setting the loader to first. I'm catching the error in case if there's an error. So then let me come down here. I'm showing an error message, that is if it is not loading, all right, and then the block data dot length is less than or equals to 0. That is if there is nothing. All right, if there is nothing, I'm showing this you don't have a post yet. But if the loading is true, let this loading shows. That is the loading you saw at the beginning when the page was loading. So let me show you again. Let me reload. You see this loading here, yeah? So it's coming from here. That is if the loading is true. That is when I'm trying to fetch the data. You know, if there is no data yet, or if there is no response from my API yet, let's show this loading. So yeah, this way I'm showing the blog title, the blog images, and the like. So you might not see that now. So let's go and create a post. Sharp, fast. So yeah, let's go and check the components as well responsible for creating a post. So let's still go inside our app.js and then let's see that create blog. All right, so yeah, I have some couple of states that I declared that is going to help us. So okay, here now I have this API that is sending the data every of the posts. Don't forget, I'm still using the same React hook forms, but this time around I'm destructuring data. I'm image data, user ID. I need the user ID as well to be sent alongside the data I'm sending to this create blog API. All right, so here I'm yeah, this might not be the proper way of you know, doing this anyway, because I felt that we shouldn't have this upload image. What I'm doing is that I'm using another API. You know, once the user click on this this icon here, it will take them to where they can upload the image here and select image. All right, you see the image is selected. So when I click on upload image, I'm using this. There is another API that this upload image is using. So let me show you this API here. So look at this here, upload image. This is it. This is the API responsible for uploading image. In which this is not, I don't feel this is the proper way to do, because that shouldn't be too much button for users to click. Imagine after putting my title here and I upload the image and I click upload image. So I feel this is not the maybe this is not the proper way, best way of doing it. But for the sake of this tutorial, so I'm just doing it this way. So anyway, I feel the best way to do is that you know, this image, this title, and this description should be sent alongside at this once they click create post. So there shouldn't be an extra button here for the user to click. So anyway, maybe my next video I think I used that fixture because what I do was that I convert the image to base 64. All right, so I convert the image to base 64. So at the back end with Golang, so there is an inbuilt library for Golang that you can use to decode any base 64, then convert it to the normal file, the image file. So maybe in my next video, so maybe I'm going to be showing you guys how to do that anyway. So just let's concentrate on this. Okay, now let's go back here. Okay, all right, so we have this upload image. So this upload image is the function, this button here, yeah, is calling this upload image function here. So, and don't forget that what I'm trying to do is that I'm using the form data, all right, to go about that, and the multi-part form data to send all of these data to my to this API upload.image. So what did I do was that, you know, I have to send the URL. This API is returning the URL. Yeah, this is it here. Response data.url is returning the URL of that particular image. So what I'm now doing is that I'm now sending it alongside here. If you notice here, this image data is the state that I declare at the top here. So I'm set image data. So what set image data is doing? Set image data is doing what? Is setting the returned URL, the image URL is with, I'm setting it to this set image. There I'm saving it, sending it alongside with the data, with the user ID to the database. All right, so that anytime you want to access that image, we should be able to access it with their URL link. So maybe I have to show you guys that anyway. So let me come here and then log the response, log response. Yeah. So then let me call this guy image URL, image URL. Okay, image URL. So this is its image URL. So let's check the response. Guys, if you are enjoying this tutorial, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and let me know how you feel about this in the comment section. If you're happy to watch this tutorial, just let me know. So okay, now let's check the response. I have to open my console here. I have to clear this up, expand this, bring this up. Let me change this guy to console fully. Yeah. So now if I hit on this upload image, you see what's going to happen. So, oh, okay, it's saying I have to fill in these parts. Let me just fill in new posts. Okay, yeah, I won't get a response already. Forget about that error message. Yeah, image uploaded successfully. Yeah, so look at this. Look at what I'm trying to say now. This is the URL. This is the URL of that image. So if I copy this, one thing about Heroku is that Heroku doesn't support you saving images on their server. So it's just going to be there for like maybe 5 minutes before they remove it. So let me quickly see if we can access that image here with that URL that is being returned. Yeah, we can still access it. So I believe after 10 minutes, we will not be able to access this image again. So, all right. So this image URL, you see, is what I'm saving inside that state so that it's going to, I will be able to send it alongside with that data. So I think that is clear. Anyway. So now let's come here. After we might have uploaded our image, let's call this guy I love Manchester United. I love Man U. I mean, Man U fans anyway. But currently we are not performing well. So, but anyway, I still love them. I love Manchester United. Okay, Man United has been my childhood club, so I love Manchester United. So that's the title. So here, my best player. Best player is Ronaldo. Yeah, I love Ronaldo. So yeah, something like that. If you're Man U fans, just hit the subscribe button and hit the like button as well. So okay, just support a fellow Manchester United fan. Just to you know, your subscribe, your like helps to promote this channel. So that's the essence anyway. So okay, I love Manchester United. Then my best player is Ronaldo. So if I click on create post, you see it's loading. Okay, I should get a success response that my post is created successfully if everything works fine. Yeah, so everything works fine. So I think what happened is that the redirecting URL is not correct. It shouldn't redirect me to to home page. I think it should redirect me to where I can view my post. So let me click on my post. Yeah, it should redirect me to personal. I can change that anyway. It should redirect me to personal. So here, in where I'm changing, trying to navigate it to home, I can change it to personal. All right, and save that. Okay, so now look at the post here. You see, we have the post here, and I believe you know where all of these things is coming from. All of these, this styling and the like. So it's coming from here. That card that I'm currently showing. The card is coming from here. Let me see. Yeah, so it's coming from this particular place here. So here we have the sorry, it's not here. Personal. So I'm at the wrong component. Sorry about that. I'm really sorry. So yeah, this is it here. Yeah, so this is the components, the blog image first name. So we have the delete as well. If I want to delete it, if I want to edit, so you see, I love Manchester United. I can even view it. You know, when I hover on it, you notice that the list link is clickable. The time I created the post, it's currently 2:17 a.m. here in the morning. That's when I'm recording this video. So the time is there. So, and the date as well is there as well. So everything is correct. So I can edit. So when I click on the edit button, so it's going to take me to this particular, the ID. I'm using the ID here. You can see the ID is 23. Then the description and all of those things. So which component is responsible for this? Let me show you guys quickly. So in my app.js, so I have this edit ID, edit post here. So this is the guy. This is the API. Don't forget, we've created all of this API in my tutorial. So when I was working on the backend, so look at it here. So we have the get-blog / the ID. So if I edit anything there and I click on, so yeah, this is the styling anyway, the title, the upload image, and the likes. So if I come back here and edit, you know, my best player is Ronaldo, and then what can I put there? Let me say my second best player, my second best player is Messi. Okay, so now my second best player is Messi. So now let me update this post and let's see what is going to happen. So let me click on update post. Okay, so let me come back here and click on update post. All right, so I should get a success message that my post is updated successfully. So, and then once that is updated successfully, it's going to take us to the, you see, it says post updated successfully. So I can view this post in the detail. All right, so here is it, the image. Then look at the text now. My best player is Ronaldo. My second best player is Messi. This is what I edited the other time. The author here as well. So let me show you the guy that is showing the details here. The details. So let's come back here and then let's go to the app.js and let's see the details, blog details. Okay, so here is the blog detail. This is the API responsible for getting a single blog details. So this is the API. So I'm using Axios get, you see, to do that. And then in my use effect, I'm calling this function here. You see, I declare a function here so that in my use effect, that is once the page loads, I want to get the data. So look at the author, I'm getting it here. The single post description, I'm getting it here as well. All of these are all this single post description, all this description, the first name, all of these are the response I'm getting from this API. So in case for you to be very sure, for us to be very sure, so we can do something, then we can, you know, console log the response detail. Let me just say details. So, and then let's say response. All right, so let me save this. Okay, and let me come back here and open my console. So you should be able to see something like this. You see, these are the rest. This is the response. So this ID, just forget about this ID as returning 0. So let's focus on this. We have this created at, that is the time, the image, you see that URL as well. So then the author, that is the person that creates this post. We should be able to know the person that created this post, and that's why we are doing this here. So anyway, so this is the user that created this post, the ID of that user, the last name, the name, the phone number, and the likes. So everything is being returned here. So these are the things I'm getting out from displaying here. So what I just do is that I save that details, those information you are seeing, I store them inside a state. Okay, so this is its response or data.state. So, and I'm now using this state here as well to display all of those data: single post.image, single post.user.last name, single post, just like that. Okay, yeah, we are progressing now. So which other part I've not yet touched? Okay, so if you want to delete as well, let me just go back to my post. All right, okay, let me close this guy. Okay, so let me go back to my post. So if you want to delete, it's the same thing. Once I hit on delete, it's just going to delete this post. But for now, I don't want to delete. So let me just go back to home. Okay, so we can now view some of the posts that have been created. You see, some of these images are broken because, as I've said earlier, Heroku doesn't support using images on their server. So that's why most of these images are broken. So let's look at the one we just created the other time. If all things be equal, we should be able to get that. Okay. It's not showing here. Okay, yeah, I think the reason why it's not showing is because, yeah, the data that I'm getting from here is paginated. I paginate it from the backend, so I'm not showing the next page. Yeah, I think that's why. So because it is 10, I'm displaying the limit from the backend is 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, you will not see the latest one because I paginate it from the backend. So anyway, so yeah, that's why we are not seeing that. So okay, I've walked you through how you can create a post. I've walked you through how you can view your post, the component responsible for that. So the most important thing is just how you can send data to your API, in which I've showed you. So you can simply do that. This is personal. Let's go to create. So how you can send data to your any API. I've explained that here. So here is the post, and I'm using this. React hook form has make everything much more simpler. I simplified it. What you just have to do is just install it in your application, then do something, the structure, the way I did it here, then come down here, and then in your undo submit here. So you pass your on submits, and then from your on submit, immediately don't forget to register them. You register all of your inputs. So, and if you want to validate them, you can add required to it to validate it. So, and that will still work fine. You see required true. So guys, that is just basically how to go about it. And here is my navbar here. Yeah, so here's my navbar here. And let me show you guys. So this is the navbar here. What is showing here? Create post, home, and the likes. So this navbar is all responsible for it. You can see the menu. Home, create post, register my posts, and the likes, the logout as well. So is the one responsible for it. Then which other thing I have not touched? The blog post, I've explained it, what it's doing. The edit post, I've explained. So how you can go about it. So guys, so basically I've just simply walked you through how you can make use of this. So anyway, I'm looking at still creating a full series on how you can use TAILWInd with React. So what I'm just doing basically is how you can just I'm just walking you through this project on how you can make use of this project as well, personally or your own. So, and I've walked you through how you can make use of this. So yeah, for some of you that are still new to React, just go and check out my tutorial on React. So, and for TAILWInd as well, I believe there are materials on YouTube, that you can watch if you want to know more about how you can make use of TAILWInd. So, but I don't have that tutorial now on my channel, so I'm looking forward to create a tutorial on that as well, on how you can make use of TAILWInd. All of these, all of these syntax you are seeing there, the uppercase, the tracking wide, and how you can make use of them. So, anyway, guys, so if you're excited about this, I've successfully walk you through on how you can do this. Just clone this project, and then then you are good to go. So for some of those technology that I use, you can just check out their documentation. For example, like React hooks form. So React hook forms, I really love these guys. I mean, they've simplified how you can make use of how you can submit data, all of those things. So this is the documentation. It's very easy, you see, very easy, simple. The structure, the same thing that I was trying to do the other time, the register, the undo submits, and the like. So these are the same thing too. So let's say you want to use TypeScript. These guys also have a way how you can make use of TypeScript as well. So, but if you want to make use of JavaScript, so here is it. So it's very simple to do. It's very easy to use. So just npm install. If you are using yarn, you can just say yarn add React hook form, and that will give you that. So, and then I'm using Axios as well. So okay, I'm using Axios. So here is it. So okay, npm Axios. Let me open this. Okay, so yeah, this is it. How to use Axios. You just install it. You can say yarn add Axios. Then Axios.get. Then you replace this guy here with your API. So, and then your response that you are getting, you can save your response in a state, so that it's going to help you to be able to make use of your state very well. Okay, yeah, so that's just that. Anyway, that's just that. So this post too, if you want to make a post request, so you can just look through them and make use of it. So yeah, so I think that is all. And then the last thing is that the open snack bar that I use, let me just show you guys how they are. Let me see. I need to copy this React simple snack bar. So easy to use as well. So all of these things that I use in my project, they are very easy things to use, very easy to use. So that's for beginners, it's going to help you. So these guys, npm, just read through them, how you can make use of them too. It's just, these guys are very easy to integrate on your application. So guys, that is all. I'm going to stop here. So if you have any question, things you really want me to explain more about, or things you want me to talk about, just feel free, drop your question to the comment section, and I'm going to be there to answer those questions. And then so yeah, watch out for my next tutorial. Just watch out. So in my next tutorial, I'm going to be working on an e-wallet system. An e-wallet system. So how you can create a e-wallet system. I'm still using Golang as well. I'm using React. I'm using TAILWInd as well. So majorly I'm going to be focused on how you can, the explanation on the backend side, the Golang aspect. So I'm going to be explaining into details and how to walk you through as well. So guys, just watch out for my next tutorial. I'm going to stop here. If you have any question, feel free to ask me your question. So I'm still your host, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're not yet subscribed. So thank you so much for taking your time to watch this tutorial. See you next time. Thank you. Bye for now.